Hello, I'm gonna make a little video showing you what the locations are in Dragonlance. So Kendermore is because of the ending of Game of Thrones, when Jon Snow goes to guard the wall because some of the night the ice wall fell down. That symbolizes Dope going into Canada from our country, New York. So Dope creates Kender. So Russell is the Mormon Church president, and he's been used, and they're probably stuff. Look, Edwards. What the heck? Edwards? That's funny. I mean, of course, Edward Caspell, huh? And then Kendermore would be from Kenmore here. Interesting. So, Tar creates Kender, which are a nuisance. They steal, they're fearless, curious, childlike race, because of that Edward Caspell song, You Shall Not Grow. Anyways, so Kendermore is kind of jumps, right? But Istar would be New York City. Sylvanesti would be the South. That's because the elf ears, are there because if you kill a bug, you're supposed to, our ancestors would tug on our ears for being mean to bugs or killing a bug, because of the sounds of nature can change, and they can be very cool. And a child will understand when they grow up, because you don't want to tell them the reasons when they are children. So, kind of like the reason a wish spell is a 9th level spell instead of a 1st level spell, because it may not be the funnest thing to know about, but it actually is very helpful to know about. You can do things that help the sound tremendously by doing things like feeding the birds to save the bugs, stuff like that. Making a bird friend is a 1st level spell, but you wouldn't want to. How would somebody get into that? You must be on drugs, right? You actually don't have to be on drugs, but they call it the high sorcery because some people actually die when taking the tests of high sorcery. And that's just talking about wizards. There are several different kinds of people that live in that world of Krynn. But since she was an American, and the future will probably cosplay, like, I was thinking it would be fun to like build places that were kind of similar, right? Like role-playing, kind of like action, like to attract tourism, because of the A-rated thing is going to make other countries richer than this country. So America kind of needs something like that. And so I've been kind of seeing it appear, like evidence that it's there with gravity already. So Sylvanesti is an elf kingdom, so that'd be the south. And then Istar would be up here. The Minotaurs and stuff like that, those islands would be up here. So is Tarsus would be Los Angeles, San Diego, because it used to be. It's kind of in ruins that and it dried up. It dried up because that's weird. People, it totally changed, right? Because I mean, Corona is not. People don't really drink like they used to. It's been changing. So the ice wall would be the border of Mexico, because so the ice wall in Game of Thrones was the border of here. But I didn't really look into that. Solace would be here. Zach Saroff represents the bad party house, kind of. Because of Zach Morris and Sarah from the Labyrinth. She wants to go to the bad party, but she's stuck with Toby in that movie, The Labyrinth. And so, what do they do in Zach Saroff? They go down in the pot. There's gully dwarves. So gully dwarves represent people that smoked, that did too. Okay, so you don't want to be characters from Dragonlance. I mean, it's cool to find out that you are, but to find that you've been compared to or synchronized as a character of Dragonlance, that just means when people come across it in their dreams or the timing of their thoughts, they connect it with you for whatever reason. It just means it's important for you to be the attention to be brought to you, so that you are not these characters, because there are some serious character flaws found. Or it's really amazing how it seems impossibly perfect, like it must come from the genius that is found as a collective, right? And then the author was responding to us. So, Palanthus, Palant H us. Weird. Seattle is in that area, and it does kind of have that ocean kind of thing. But Naraka would be the Portland area, and that fits because I lived there. Because Raceland actually goes there and works with the Dark Queen, and that also fits because Fork Girl or Taylor, because in her Instagram pictures, what happened in my dreams and when I came across her pictures, and how it connected to this chair that she has that I sat in when I painted the figurine for the Dark Queen of Krynn. For some reason, she synchronizes with the Dark Queen of Krynn. And her Taylor almost is like Takas's. But she's a Queen of Darkness because I'm not supposed to check her out, because I'm already married to Chrysania. I've already had dreams of our kids. Last night was one of the most romantic dreams I've ever had. She was very dominant, and wow, it's incredible. I've had probably more than 20 now. I think it's been more than 20, and that's a lot of dreams to have with somebody, especially when I've figured I discovered that they're real people and that they come from relationships with previous girlfriends. When I broke up with a girlfriend, I found out that I became the dragon that she talked about in a dream when she slept with in the backseat of a car, and that was me after I moved out. But she was actually kind of underage, so that's why I was a dragon. And then dragons symbolize rape. So the dragons in Krynn, good dragons drink alcohol, and that can be like rape. Like, why do you need a drink? Why do you need to get somebody all dizzy and feeling like their judgment's off to go on a date with somebody? You don't need that. And then what about GHB? That's an evil dragon. Evil dragons like a GHB. So the Draconians is a good example. The Draconians could have the drug that take away your memory or whatever. That's why your sword would get stuck in one, because a sword represents genitals. The pen is mightier than the sword. So, and because it hurts people, it always has in medieval tapestries and stuff like that. And now it represents a gun too. Because the person's supposed to have a choice, and if they don't, that's supposed to ensure it. So, Solace is in Utah. It's funny that she has spicy potatoes, because that was always my favorite dish in Utah. And whenever I went back there, I'd always long for it. There would be periods of time when I would just be laying there dreaming about spicy potatoes and going, oh man, I want spicy potatoes. I wish there was somewhere in the world I could find spicy potatoes that were as good as Odik. That's funny. Odik would be who, the Dalai Lama? The Dalai Lama. That's funny. No, but the spicy potatoes come from the House of Tibet, and they're actually very good. Probably not her choice of food, but she responded to us. What's funny, me and my brother, who synchronizes as Karaman, not Carmen. We were both on the right side. Not Carmen, but Karaman. I was actually I was in the Green Party recently, but I kind of went back to the right side. I don't really know. Because there's a lot of change that needs to happen in this country. And, I might have focus on applying for grants. He's doing a lot of cost cutting. So where that happens, grants need to happen, or else our country's hurt. So that's where the money's at, right? But so what's up here? Kind of nothing out. Jerks. What about, so Nevada, it's kind of Salamia. That makes sense because the Knights have represented people wanting a hooker. Because the letter K is handing, and then there's a knight. Isn't that horrible? But I mean, it's like what I share that comes out of this Dragonlance stuff is actually all very adult oriented, because it's trying to save us by comparing us to these characters. But it's very miraculous. It's so miraculous that we're able to prove that it's true by getting a stack of photos or artwork by the characters, and then doing something like getting in front of a live audience, picking a random color, and then rolling a dice or something to show that the artist did this in a way to show that it actually is the person, but I worded that wrong. It should be always saying it's not the person, would be the better way to do it. But I was just kind of swept up in this recently because of how real it is. It's so weird, and it's so magical. But Raceland was such a jerk. Why would she even like him? Ontario. Let's see. Altar. There. So Texas, not really there, is it? Yeah. See, there's nothing much else in Dragonlance, is there? So the Indians and stuff were over here. Oh look, it almost it's like it. Quishu. It's impossible to come up with thoughts without the ideas coming from somewhere else. And it's pretty magical to witness the reasons. She must have been having some very interesting stuff going on in her sleep or whatever while she's making these books. I've come to discover. And it's pretty obvious to me now why she had so much interest in Graceland or whatever. Because she's probably going to find out about this and go, what the heck, you actually were correct about that. Because it's impossible for her to come up with ideas without them coming from somewhere else. And I have found as an artist myself, I can actually find out a lot about the people by measuring my thoughts as I'm working. That is called a psychic spy, actually. A person can measure their thoughts while working because they know that they're responding to other people. So, is there anywhere else in there? Oh, Qualinesti is Las Vegas. Qualinesti would be Las Vegas because of, actually, knights aren't really necessarily trying to get hookers. They could be guys trying to go on a date. Because of Reno. And that being the reason I haven't met Palm B yet. Okay, so Qualinesti is the other elf place. I don't know if I've ever been anywhere with more bugs than Las Vegas. When you're outside, they seriously have a lot of cockroaches and bugs and stuff. It's lively and surprisingly a lot of the ether there is very loud. Well look, it's the South. But yeah, like the South, so the elves live in the South and Las Vegas. But I mean, that makes sense because in those places, who's not going to kill a bug there? Everybody's killed a bug there. Wouldn't they all be elves then? So that's pretty much everything, huh? So here's Krynn. So the word Krynn means heading, there's a line between good and evil, and then loved. Interesting. And the world will be completely torn apart and rearranged once the cataclysm comes. Which has represented what? Marriage with Palm B, possibly. Or getting together with her, because I guess it would change everything. That's interesting. I guess everything would change. So the ignorant king priest of Istar, what is that all about? Despite the stock market, despite other countries going, no, we want you. Not an Irish one. They're just gonna have to ignore it because a cataclysm's coming. And the world's gonna change. That's weird to think about. So Zack Saroth went into the ruins. It was destroyed. No more parties. But you'll see in the story that wasn't necessarily true. Anyways, I promise I'm not insane. I'll be reading the Dragonlance on my channel, and I'm going to be dressing the part. I'm going to be doing demonstrations that prove the people are the characters, or the author responded to them living once. It would be good to get some more attention to Dragonlance so that it doesn't die. Honestly, you can't find a character that would fit the part of Tasselhoff Bertha as an actress or whatever more than my friend that I believe it synchronizes to, Jenny McKendrick. It's unbelievable how much it has fit perfectly. And Chrysania not really wanting the help of Caramon or Tass when she was, determined to go find Raistlin, and she was believing in him and being able to change the world and everything. And so what does that mean to go defeat the Dark Queen of Krynn? Because the portal of the Abyss has represented a monitor and like Twitch, because I see the Dark Queen on Twitch streaming and playing games. And so defeating her would mean going to TwitchCon and defeating her at video games. Defeating her. And then my constellation would be in the sky, which would be what? I guess it represents getting married. But what's really beautiful is this girl. She actually she actually did it already, kind of. How do I find it? I don't know if she knew this when she did it. I don't know if she knew this when she did it, but she put, so my artist name is Spoon. Doesn't this look like her? So I've been having dreams of this girl since before I came across her pictures, and I found her. When I first saw her, it was at a Home Depot and Target, where the ring is found in San Rafael. And she was playing Warcraft, and they were attacking turtles or something. It was right after the Birds made a song about my car being a turtle. That really looks like it right there. But all this has really followed everything. Like I was talking about fallen fruit for both of our plan, for retracing our footsteps for the past lives and everything, and teaching other people how to do that. Okay, so I put a target on my head to say that she was somewhere else when my girlfriend wore a white dress, and I posted on the same. So what's this triangle about too, and why a rose on it? See, that connects to and what the hell is this? Another love spell? And why did I say another? Not her, because the girl I was with was Kathleen, and so she put on a white dress on when Rasputina changed the lyrics from life to wife, and I acted crazy. I put a target on my forehead, and I pointed at a fridge, a girl in a magnet on a fridge, and I shared these pictures of me acting crazy like that on the same day that Palm B posted herself with the white dress on the Day of Darkness. And on my birthday, she has a Home Depot commercial, and that was where I first saw her. It's very amazing, all the connections. And it's really, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? Because, I mean, okay, so here's a joke here, because this is the portal of the abyss. I do that so it helps me remember my dreams and remember my passwords and stuff. Various portals to the abyss. And then, where's, because I'm always seeing it respond to me. When I come across the television, it always has timing that has to do with what's going on with me. I'm able to like pick colors and stuff like that when I come across it. That's something everybody witnesses when I come around them. This really looks like her right there. That's why the Addams Family thing, there's 4 snaps to come in. And he's a master of time because he's always letting them know that they're dead when I come across the TV and stuff like that. That's what I experience. And so I'm always seeing it too. My last name is Mead. I have a song about how that's kind of the Grim Reaper. So this picture here, it shows these leaves here. So why did she do that with the spoon? The spoon. Check this out. Why did she do that with the spoon? If it's because my artist name is Spoon. My artist name is Spoon. Where is it? I can't find it. Come on. Here it is. She put the Big Dipper, which is my artist name, up on the never side with leaves. So it means your spoon never leaves. And so having the spoon in the sky represents marriage again. The air always represents marriage to the pentagram. She opened the portal to face Tom. Her real name is Taylor Takasis. That was a joke. And then this stuff always makes sense because I dreamt about my sons, and Tanis would be my right side. And what other people saw as me. Well, Raslin's like, this is like my conservative fake side, kind of. While Raslin, or like what everybody wanted me to be. While Raslin was like more my true self. This right here is Enemy Charlie, the girl that stays with her. And it's like, don't worry, I'll find her somewhere else. This guy's the apprentice of Raceland or whatever. And then, great, but aren't we supposed to save my son? Because I was dreaming about my son. And then he's in trouble. He's doing drugs. And this one's funny because it matches the song that I made. I made a song about being obsessed about a green V. It's in the love spell of a goddess. And V Ring, Volume 1, I think. Very funny. V means grouping. So so my girlfriend always wore a Ouija board shirt at the club, and when we broke up, I found that the blue is, when it's on the no side, it showed the reasons things didn't work out. And so on the Ring album, the very first one, I put this picture here. And so the reason, this is supposed to represent Palm Bee, because I haven't had a fridge because of Palm Bee. It's her fault I don't have a fridge. In fact, it's her fault I'm not living somewhere right now. I've been living out of my car because I don't know what to do. I've been dreaming about our kids. She hasn't stopped coming to me, and she's been my wife in my dreams. And I know that she's going to have the same dreams. I've been just waiting for her to catch on to it. And I've been trying to make this perfect for her. It's a very interesting thing. And it's really woke me up to what the Chinese must be going through when they have that holiday where they marry strangers or whatever. They're too scared to tell people. And they have those people that run away from cameras in China. You know, they might be frightened that they're going to get shot or something for saying that, you know, to the Americans when they warn them and say, you know, it's not nice to steal souls. But it's real. So putting those 4 things on her arm woke me up to the elements being on the arm. And she helped me remember the letter Q it is in Egypt, we used to do. So this is one of the pictures with blue on the no side, and I couldn't figure out what the reason was in this one at first. But now I found the reason. Because the day when she wore the white dress and they changed the lyrics from life to wife, the Rasputina concert, I acted really funny, put this target on myself with the purple target, which means it's somewhere else, and I pointed at a girl on the refrigerator. And then I posted the pictures on the same day that she posted pictures of herself in the white dress with the rose. These are funny pictures. So Eber Caspel is an artist that woke me up to this. He does the same thing, measures, and he's been able to see the future too. He's actually proven it. Because of being an artist, you'll have dreams of them. Because of being a musician, I have dreams of them, and they come to me as old people. So he did this before I came across her. That I'd be trapped in amber. The letter P means dreaming because it means sailing, and it comes from Egypt. But anyways, this is on her wall here. So he did this for all of my girlfriends. But this one's not a girlfriend. This one seems to be something more. Pretty amazing. But what am I supposed to say? I mean, I think this is supposed to be her when she was eating bird before she became an angel. But thank you for changing her diet. I talked her into changing her diet because I'm an angel. I make the music with the birds. This is funny because when I was playing around with Linda Strawberry's sample from her song Thieves, I had a big crush on Linda Strawberry. She was looking at me like, where have you been? And then over here it's all air. Like, here's your wife. You're in trouble. So when I first saw her, it was on Marina Street. And all of my childhood, I used Marina while I pleasured myself. In my head, I used Marina Sirtis, who is a Deanna Troi. She kind of looks like her when she smiles. Actually, not kind of, a lot. They actually they have a signature look. They look a lot like. I really have a lot of fun with those. She's ready to be married here. He's looking at the wrist. So this means hooking up other people with the letter Q. Whoever was in love with her and was rejected or whatever. And she's looking at who had sex or whatever with her in the past. We'd use the letter Q to fix it, which means creating a lineup for them or whatever. Because, it was a pretty awkward thing. She could have been with somebody else, or I don't know. It was a pretty awkward thing to do, for me to do. I didn't know what was going on. See this? I could not breathe through my nose while laying down. It was this moment right here, because I lost the air because I was working on this about Linda Strawberry somewhere and someone else. So she's like, "Hey, you're in trouble," in the air, because it always does that. She's always the air, and I actually hear her voice. I've been having schizophrenic attacks, and I actually hear her voice. Isn't this funny? Don't show anyone your cat's toy. Get it? And I'm older than her, so it gives her a lot to think about. See, I'm actually gonna look like he has golden skin. They never really explained that, you know. But now it's gonna make a lot more sense. It's such a beautiful story.
Everything right from what I can see.
I really like that. It's beautiful. But it's important not to be these characters, because they have serious flaws with them. He's a villain. She was okay with him being so bad. I want her to lead everything, and I'll just do it with questions on my side. I think that's a better way, instead of commanding and being the man of the family or whatever. So this is weird here, because my sister's boyfriend, this is the very first time I played Dungeons and Dragons, this was my sister's husband, and she almost got married to an Indian, so it fits perfectly. And he was definitely like a criminal. He got into trouble. He looks like a punk or something. Boy, what's a boy? She was a little girl when this happened. So it's so funny. So Forgotten Realms, I've read 4 Forgotten Realms books, but I forgot what happens in them. I seriously did. I forgot everything. Dragonlance, I read the Dragonlance books 3 times. That's why I remember them. If I read them once, maybe I would have forgotten them. This is weird too. Her tattoo fits the Watchers, so it means not to give up, that she's watching me. And maybe she tried to meet me very heavily, and I was just being stupid and shy. That's actually very possible. Because at the Sky Bar, where I first saw her, above Marina Street, it's so romantic. And when I first saw her on my phone, she has a Home Depot commercial on my birthday. On my way to my friend Allison Moon's place in Arizona, she came to me at as I was entering Palm Springs, and she said, "If you go to her, you have to unfollow me and never think about me again. I proposed to you, and you were supposed to go north immediately when I did that, because I was dreaming about her proposing to me." And then, so I was like, well, I didn't know that was real, you know? So then I knew it was serious. And her voice is talking to me, and she said, "I have a present for you." And then she showed me the Home Depot commercial on my birthday, which was a huge wow, because I was on my way to this girl's place, and I wrote a Home Depot song for her already, because of a dream I had, and her husband was in it. Her ex-husband was in it. And I wrote a song too in this dream. I saw a man with 66 punches, and with 66 punches he fell on me. I saw a man. I get to it like a techno song. It's going to be a funny song, a comedy. Anyways, gnome flingers, and the gnome mountain is really important. It symbolizes what happens when a person does meth and alcohol together. When you mix those, it's really, really bad for you. is really, really bad for you. In fact, lethal. What happens? A person gets too high or whatever. It's very unpredictable. You don't know what level you're going to go to. And then the things, you're not going to be caught. You don't know when you can come down. Nothing's catching you. And then the sponges are there in the very end, which will take away the water. You'd be too dehydrated and actually damages your spine. And that happens inside of the mountain, which it's saying for Palm Bee, because she's the fiery mountain that comes down. It says for Palm Bee never to do meth, because at the Home Depot commercial symbolizes that, and I found that out. That comes from these Home Depot dreams, because people that go to Home Depot did meth. In Utah, they used to have one. They used to have them open 24/7, and people would go there at like 3 a.m. or whatever, work on their Tinker Gnome projects or whatever. So, Tinker Gnomes, those are Tinker Gnomes, obviously. And so, this is interesting because this fits the 16th Synthid celebration. As far as I can tell, all the celebrities have been following these themes, which is pretty exciting. They're preparing for the pre-death funerals and stuff like that. But maybe they're just giving me, they just know, what to give me in the feed. But that's really exciting. So, pretty huge. So, I'm from Highland, Utah. So the Highlander show, the Watchers, so she has a tattoo on her wrist. And this, if you zoom in on it, it means going to the better place. And Highland, I made a deal with myself though. We wouldn't have children until we built a place in a place equivalent as Highland. And it shows on the map of Los Angeles, Amber Hills is over at Highland. And Adams Hill, he has to change or he's dead. And I was doing drugs, so I changed. I'm off everything now. He's got her hair, got her by the hair. So beautiful. This one's probably the best. Rose on the chest of her white dress, and the same thing that's on her TikTok.
I mean, I can, but I couldn't walk around right here.
So she has a rose in that part of her chest when she has a white dress. And she posted it on the same day that I uploaded those pictures of me putting a target on myself pointing at a fridge. So that's where, when I first saw her on the computer, there was a Target. It was between Target and Home Depot where the ring is found. I have a deformed rib cage from looking down too much while growing up. That one's sad. Wrestling is actually Spoon, the artist. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. I have to go, but I just wanted to share this. If mead means meadow, would this make me the Grim Reaper with hourglass eyes? Snap 4 times for a rectangle. If you part of Adam's family. My name is Adam. Okay, very cool. So on my birthday, My ex-girlfriend posted this. It's her on the no side. Whoa. So what does that mean? Interesting. So I have to try to, I'm trying to create her a lineup of interested men. Letter Q. Not your genes, because I want children, that's the reason. She's too old. So I'm trying to aim for somebody younger, because I want to have a lot of children. I've always wanted children. As a child, I had a pink baby toy. Pink baby. I had pink baby. This is pretty amazing. And what you were doing as a child, connects to what you're doing as an adult. So hopefully she wasn't doing anything too crazy with her toys when she was a kid. Not supposed to tell, you're supposed to test the royalty. See how messed up they are. There's Boo Boo. What is she trying to touch right there? Boo Boo was a super, when she flicks around the rat, it's because she slept with everybody. Get it? Because they talk when they're in bed. Anyways, the timing of the thoughts that I have when I read this story are impossibly accurate to what's happened in my life. And it seemed like she wrote it to try to help me fix everything, because this girl hasn't believed me that it's her. That's part of it. But it's to wake up other people to see, because they were synchronizing as characters. For example, the Kender should know. Everybody knew when she lied. If she was handling something, if she took a shirt, somebody's shirt or something, it was like, I don't know how it happened. It just happened. How'd that get there? You know, some of the stuff she'd come up with is just ridiculous. Nobody ever believed her. Everybody knows. If you take something, you take something. That's just representing the nuisance side of her. If she becomes Wanderlust, she becomes the beautiful Lady Lorana. That's actually the same person. So, Lorana would symbolize everything that girl should be, or wants to be. And you know, of course it was going to LA, living her dream. And if she, you know, becomes Wanderlust and goes there, and I go there too, you know, Tana's halfway, right? Just kidding. Okay, well I'm going